Today on the channel from Mondo Toys and X-Men the Animated Series, we've got Jubilee.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mondo Toys X-Men Animated Series unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got one young Jubilation Lee. But remember, for all your Mondo figure needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Anything over $59 does ship free, but you will not be able to buy this version of Jubilee at the Entertainment Earths of the world, as they will have a regular version. This is the Mondo timed exclusive version, and every time they have one of these, I go back and forth. I say, should I just wait for the Entertainment Earths of the world, or do I get the Mondo one right off the line, I guess you could call it in some ways? Now, the Mondo versions usually come with a few extra accessories, just like the Gambit was the most recent one that went up for pre-order from Mondo. And I just go back and forth. I'm like, you can only display them with one head, and usually that extra head isn't some critical head that you need for a Jubilee, for example, in this case. So it's always kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, I really want the Mondo one. I should wait. It's just a tug of war back and forth, arguing with the devil and the angel. Well, I did go with the Mondo version this time. I don't know. Maybe I'll be smarter in my decisions next time, or maybe I made the right choice here. That's what this review is about. We're going to find out here. And of course, we're going to do it like all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And if you're in my age bracket, you loved the X-Men animated series back in the day. To a lot of people, myself included, that is my X-Men. And in the comics Jim Lee era, that was my favorite incarnation of the X-Men. Wolverine, all the X titles, basically 92 to 2000, let's say. That was my prime reading years of a lot of different titles. I love the animated series. So happy it's coming back as a new show on Disney+. Very excited for that one. Sounds like that's going to be in 2024. But I guess Mondo Toys is getting us prepared, and I'm not a big 1/6 scale collector, as you guys know. I dabble in some stuff. I've been getting the Mondo He-Man stuff. Now I'm getting the X-Men stuff. Where does it end? Next thing you know, I'm going to be buying everything else under the sun. I don't think so, because these do take up a lot of real estate, but I've convinced myself He-Man, X-Men Animated Series, that is it. But then all of a sudden there's going to be a G.I. Joe line of retro ones, and I'm just going to lose my mind, and I don't know what's going to happen at that point, but we'll see. But let's take a look at the packaging on old Jubilee here. I like that they're going with the uniform style boxings. Of course, we did unbox the Wolverine figure on the channel, so check that video out if you missed it. But now we're taking a look at Jubilee, and of course Magneto as well. Can't forget the old Master of Magnetism, Magneto. But looking good there, old Jubilee, X-Men logo. Got kind of the artist comic panels behind there. Love the white packaging against the really colorful Jubilee. I think it looks really good. It's got that special Mondo exclusive sticker down there. Obviously, the regular edition will not have this, so there's a point of difference. She is number 3 in the line. We know Gambit will be, I believe, number 4, if I'm doing my math correctly, and he'll be coming later this year, so stay tuned for that review in the future. On the side, X-Men Animated Series. X-Men Animated Series Mondo. And then on the back, you get a few more little glamour shots there, some artwork glamour shots, things like that. But one thing I really do like about these figures, very NECA-like in the packaging here. If you're not going to unbox it, well, you can at least pull the flap open, check that out, and you can see everything inside here. Like I said, a million heads in here, tons of accessories. Choose your own Jubilee adventure is really what you're going to do right here. Then you get the big write-up on the side. I don't know, do I need to read this War and Peace? I don't think I do. You can pause the video. I'll put this up here. But Jubilee's parents came to America from Hong Kong and briefly raised her in Beverly Hills before their untimely death. When the self-proclaimed mall rat first met the X-Men, Orphan Jubilee had been a long-time foster kid. Oh, man. But very cool, big write-up there. You can read all that. She is the youngest of our X-Men and the one with the most attitude. And, of course, the 90s, a time when a lot of teens had some attitudes. That's for sure at the end of the day. So there's Jubilee. Let me pull her out of the package, and we'll be back talking all things X-Men Animated Series Mondo Jubilee. All right, we got Jubilee out of the package, and once again, Mondo does not disappoint. So many adventures to choose here. It's unimaginable. It's unfathomable. You just can't even put it together. There's so much stuff, and I got to figure out how I'm going to display her in the long run, but let's dive in. Let's go through all these accessories. Then we'll dive into the heads. Then we're going to dive into the body, the articulation, and some comparisons at the end of this video. And of course, true to Mondo fashion, a Mondo stand for these. always do say it. These are big figures. They could fall off your shelf, and you don't want a very expensive figure falling off your shelf and breaking, so this is a little extra support. Always appreciate a stand, no matter what kind of stand it is with my figures. So Mondo, once again, gives us a little nice doll stand, I think is what those technically are called there. Now let's dive in. Let's start with these hand accessories first. All kinds of different hands. So we got Jubilee. Comes out of the package, two kind of open hands like that. A little catch-can hands, we'll call it right there. Has a little of that going on. Of course, Jubilee not messing around. She's an X-Men after all. She's got two fists of fury if need be. She can throw down, throw some fists if she has to. Then we got two kind of mangled hands here. She's got the old claw hands out. She's doing one of those. She's pretending to be her own Sabretooth or maybe Wolverine or something. We'll say they have this cell shading going on. Very heavy on this figure. You can see it throughout the figure. You can see it on the gloved hands here. The orange, the yellow, the black lines. Very comic book. I guess not even comic book. X-Men animated series style is really what it is. And that's what it's supposed to be, of course. So we do have those. Then when you got the one finger, she's telling everybody she's number one, or she's giving you the little point, or she's putting up little fireworks, making a little bit of firework, doing one of these, little thing, little action there. So you can do that. So a lot of hands, and we're not done. We can choose our hand adventure in a lot of different ways here. This is a really interesting one here. It's the hand, pegs in just like a traditional hand, but you got her big effect pieces, her firework effect pieces. She had an interesting power, of course. Not the most powerful of mutants, I think, let's be honest. She's more there for the 4th of July celebration. She's just shooting stuff off out of her hands, some fireworks action. But that's exactly what we have right here. We got a left and a right hand. You can do these. I'm not sure if she's going to be strong enough to hold these up. I think it might make a slow descent. Maybe it's one of those things where you push it like she's doing an Iceman thing, where she's pushing it towards the ground. Maybe that's the thing. We'll do it in the pictures. We'll get these here. But nice coloring on this. Not light, but not heavy either. Somewhere in the middle. But I can imagine if you had her holding these up, it would slowly sink down after time. We'll see what happens there. We get those two hands. And then we got two more hands. I really like these ones as well. Nice firework hands. Got the kind of pink translucent plastic against the hands. Very, very cool. Very Jubilee-esque hands. I like this one, shooting this way. Definitely looking good. So plenty of hands to choose from. There is no doubt about it here. And then, of course, she's a teenager in the 90s with all kinds of attitude. So you know she's going to have a little thing of chili cheese fries. Because, well, that's every teenager's dream out there. Maybe I was a different teenager. I was all about the pizza, pizza rolls, of course, barbecue. That was my kind of teenage foods. I never really saying, I need to go get some chili cheese fries. Wasn't my kind of thing. I don't know. She obviously liked them, but very interesting accessory. I'm not sure I'm going to use this one, but this is one of those great accessories you can use with other stuff if you really wanted to. So we got some chili cheese fries there. And then when you get a drink, of course, you got to have something to knock back those chili cheese fries with. You got a Slurpee drink cup here. On point with a teenager hanging out front of the 7-Eleven or something. I guess we can see that. And then, of course, you can't have the 90s without skateboards. 90s was all about skateboarding. I've told that horror story. I used to skateboard. I go up and down ramps. This is days before I wore, well, I don't now, but I don't skateboard now either. But I didn't wear helmets or anything like that. Up and down the ramps, all that kind of stuff. And one time I got in trouble, and my babysitter said, nope, you stay in your room. Took my sister and her, took the skateboard to the park. They forgot my skateboard at the park. Never had a skateboard again. So I get grounded, stuck in my room. They lose my skateboard. Kyle never gets another skateboard. Rip my Tony Hawk career. I could have been Kyle Peterson's pro skater video game. Just wasn't in the cards because of that one fateful day. It's amazing those decisions that change alternate realities and change the life, because I would have easily been the next Tony Hawk. I'm sure there's no doubt about it. Somebody can fact check that all day long and you'll get the same answer. But of course, 90s, all about skateboards. Jubilee, just having her skateboard here. An interesting one. Wheels do not actually turn on this, so that is a little interesting. All blue with a different color blue there. Just kind of a paint-by-numbers skateboard. No cool graphics, no cool design to it, anything like that. Just a skateboard for a 90s kid, and then you can't skateboard. She would have been one that would have been made fun of on the old skate park back in the day, because she does got knee pads here. You just slide those on. They fit very easily. Nice purple color, but who's wearing knee pads? Come on, back in the day, there was no knee pad wearing the skateboards. Now, it's crazy. You see these kids on bicycles and stuff. I wouldn't have been caught dead with a helmet on when I was a kid. And I, got concussed one time because of it. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been wearing a helmet. But now every kid does. And it's weird to see a kid without a helmet. It's weird. The changing of the guard. Once again, like young Bob Dylan. There you go. But we got the hands out of the way. We got the accessories. Now we're going to dive into the head. And man, some heads are going to roll like a young Judas Priest here. As we got so many heads with Jubilee. almost, dare I say, too many heads for Jubilee. Could be the case, but of course, first head on here, looking really nice. All day long, somebody hands me this head, I know it's Jubilee. You got the black hair with kind of the blue cell shading in there. Got her earrings going on. Red lipstick, bright red lipstick like we're used to. Of course, the patented goggles, glasses, sunglasses, whatever you want to call them for Jubilee. Looking really, really nice there. All day long, I know that head is Jubilee. Looks amazing. Looks really, really good. Now we get some of these other heads. Get one very similar but different. You get the same head, the same glasses, same earrings, all that kind of stuff. But this time, she's got her patented bubble gum. She's blowing a big bubble here. Looking really good there. So, of course, you got to have that for Jubilee. There's no doubt about it. And then the next head, what do we got here? Just a plain Jane Jubilee, a little bit more fighting Jubilee. She's got the sunglasses down. She means business. She's ready to take on all comers as need be. Looking good there with that Jubilee head. Next up, another Jubilee head here. We got a smiling face, open mouth smiling face with her glasses up once again. Hairstyles all seem to be the same on all these figures here. But boy, like I keep saying, choose your own Jubilee head adventure. And now I could be mistaken. I don't remember what it was, but I think 2 extra heads, or at least one of these heads, is the extra throw-in with the Mondo exclusive. And we might have got 1 extra hand thing, possibly. I could be wrong. But this one is this from like the last episode? I think it was like the last or second to last episode of the X-Men animated series, where it was kind of like one of those dream sequences, fairy tale type things. Probably, in all honesty, the worst X-Men animated series episode. But you got Jubilee as kind of like an elf going on, the elf ears, things like that. Definitely not going to be using this one. This one does absolutely nothing for me, but I like the throw in here. It's something for the hardcores, but it's not something you have to have by any means as this one. And then the final one is, of course, Jubilee going skateboarding. She's got to have her helmet on, got to have her glasses protecting herself. So now you can really fill out that whole scene of her skateboarding with this headed with the helmet on it, the knee pads, and the skateboard. So there you go. Now we dive into old Jubilee here. Now that we got her heads done, and of course, one of the first things you notice about Jubilee is always her yellow rain jacket, raincoat going there. Looking good all day long, looking like Jubilee. Like what I see with this one. Of course, got the shading going throughout on it. It definitely looks like Jubilee's raincoat that we're very accustomed to. Her hands here, she's got the regular open hands like we talked about. Cell shading throughout on here. You got the yellow kind of forearm guards. Kind of looks weird with, I guess she always did have her sleeves rolled up there. I guess I was thinking it was one continual, but I guess she did have her sleeves rolled up most of the time. You got the skin tone showing there. A very pasty white skin tone on her. Looking good with her, I don't know what color. What is this? Is it purple, pink? Purplish pink? I don't know. I guess it's more pink than purple, but her shirt there, the patented blue shorts on her, the blue boots, all that kind of stuff going on. Articulation, of course, head's going to be removable, head back, forth, side to side. Arms all the way around, of course. You do get the single jointed elbows right there. Hands removable, hands back, forth, side to side. Not tons and tons of articulation right there. You do get the hula hoop at the top. Traditional waist as well. Big old Jubilee splits. She's ready to hop on that skateboard if need be. No thigh cut on this one. You do get double jointed knees. Very easy mobility on these knees. Sometimes they're pretty tight on these Mondos. Very nice. Feels really good. Feels very smooth in the articulation department. Really do like that. No boot cut, and then you get ankles back, forth, side to side. That is it. No spot on the bottom, no hole. No peg hole there for a ringside stand, but you do got the doll stand, of course, that she does come with here. But boy, oh boy, it looks good. It looks like Jubilee. Not a big figure. A lot of times we get some of these big Mondo figures, things like that. Obviously, Jubilee is not that. She is not a big, huge, hulking character. But definitely looks good. Definitely an integral part of the X-Men animated series back in the day. The first episode was about her in a lot of ways. She kind of took more spot on the team as well, as we do remember. But definitely a good-looking Jubilee here. I like what I see here. She's not my favorite X-Men character, not my favorite X-Men animated series character, but I really feel if you're going to have that set, you're going to have that collection, you got to have her in the collection. And I do think she looks really good at the end of the day. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking this one up? You playing the long game? You into these Mondo figures, or you sticking to the Hasbro and other scales of the Marvel figures? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day, and then some, yes, and then some. We've got even more content for you on the Patreon channel for early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, pizza reviews, dog stuff. You name it, there's a ton of stuff extra on the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel and all of its content. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget about social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Jubilee, I am Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.